Well, hey there, storytellers. Welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I am well aware I've been gone for like 2 weeks. Again, I'm not gonna lie, I've been kind of just not there, like mentally, not in a creative zone. And sometimes being creative when you're in that mood can help get you out of a creative slump, and sometimes it just makes it worse. So I've been trying to listen to myself, and when I'm not feeling it, I've been taking breaks. I apologize. I keep meaning to have content ready to go so that if I need a break, it doesn't interfere with you guys getting videos, but I've been struggling to do that. So to make it up to you and to make it up to myself, if I'm being honest, I'm going to give you a bunch of videos this week. It's kind of like a little mini spring revamp, if you will. I'm starting off with today's video. It is going to be my Camp NaNoWriMo goals. Now, those of you who have been on my channel a little while know that I am currently working on a young adult novel. It's a contemporary novel, and I've made some really good progress. I've written more on this than I've ever written on a project in my life, and I still have more. You know, I kept worrying that I would get to where I needed to go in the story too quickly, and that it wouldn't be long enough to be a novel, which isn't a bad thing, you know, it could just be a short story, but I really wanted it to be a novel, and I kept panicking that I wasn't gonna do it, or I was gonna put too much nonsense in there. And right now I feel like I'm walking a really good balance of having enough to have it be novel length and not feel like it's dragging, if that makes sense. So I'm really excited to work on it. And if you watched my NaNoWriMo video, you're familiar with it. It's called Bake It Happen. So let me get you familiar with it if you did not watch my NaNoWriMo video. It is a story about a girl who has a passion for baking and making YouTube videos. A little overlap in our interests there. And I had made this dream board for the story as a little bit of inspiration. It's just some images to sort of help remind me of what the story is like and what it's about, get the vibe of it. And then I'd written some writing goals, an inspirational writing quote. I had planned out a writing routine and rewards for it, and things I needed to do, and it didn't go the way I wanted it to. It never does, as you can see. I managed to do, 5 days in last November for NaNoWriMo. So not exactly the progress I was hoping for, but I have written more since then, and I really want to get this done. So that's where Camp NaNoWriMo comes in. I had initially been really ambitiously hoping that I would have this first draft done prior to Camp NaNoWriMo, but like I said, I've been in a major creative slump recently, and it's affected my videos and my writing and even my reading. I've been a little mentally overwhelmed, but I'm ready to get back into things. I'm just picking up like I didn't leave off, because that's the only way I know how to do it without beating myself up about things. So that's where we are now. Camp NaNoWriMo is very similar to regular NaNoWriMo. It's a whole month. You're sort of in your own little camp groups and stuff if you decide to sign up for it. Same premise applies. You're trying to write a novel within a month. But for me, I have some different goals. Like I said, I had hoped to have the whole first draft of the novel finish, which played into what my goals are, but without being vague for too much longer, I will show you exactly what I mean. But first things first, we'd have to do a little inspiration door updating. This I'm gonna leave, even though the writing goals and stuff aren't necessarily the same. The things that I'm grateful for definitely are. The inspiration for the story definitely is, and my inspirational quote definitely is. But I don't think I need my old NaNoWriMo chart anymore. It had my word count goals on there, and, you know, I was trying to motivate myself with stickers that said, like, you got this, and, you know, the home stretch, and stuff like that. It just didn't happen. It just didn't. But don't you worry, I've got a new chart here for you, already pre-made and ready to go. And I went for a sort of retro 70s, 80s kind of vibe with it. I don't know why. I just did. It is on a teal craft paper with a lattice pattern that has like dots in between, and it's kind of like this peachy orange color to the lattice. And then on it is a printout that I made. Again, it's a teal background, slightly different color teal, but I think it matches enough that it doesn't bother me. And in the background, there's just different zigzags on the left and right of varying hues of orange and a teal stripe. It kind of adds a cool ombre to teal effect, if you will. And then on my left-hand side, on the left-hand side, if you're looking right at it, is a thermometer. It is empty for the most part, apart from some lines and some word count tracking. It has at the bottom 32,471 words, which is what I'm currently at. I'm very proud of that fact, considering I've never written that much before, like I said, in my life. Below it, it says word count in this kind of off-white color. And then there's varying goals. My ultimate goal is to get to 80K, so we have 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 with lines in between as benchmarks as we go. And up at the top, it's a groovy little flower, same ombre, light to dark orange to teal effect in it. And then moving along to the right-hand side a little bit, we've got this orange Polaroid frame, and on the bottom of the frame, it says goals in that same off-white color. And then we have a little camp stamp. It's kind of this minimalist outline. I'm not sure how well you can see it, of like a tent and a campfire and some trees and a moon. And then we have inside the frame just a white square on it. We have my Camp NaNoWriMo goals, which I will get to in just a moment. Down to the very bottom right corner of the page is a little black bear sitting on a stump roasting some marshmallows over a campfire. Very cute, very camp vibes. Of course, up at the top, it says Camp NaNoWriMo in that off-white color with like a teal shadow. Looks really cool on the paper. The paper is taped down with gold foil, just in the corners, kind of very rough scrapbook style, very organic, like at camp kind of thing. And then in the top left corner above the paper is an orange leaf, and in the bottom right hand below the bear to the bottom of the latticed paper is a like pine tree and then an orange leafed tree. Very nature vibes. Anyway, now on to the part that the video is actually centered around, which are the goals. We have, initially, my goals were written taking into account that I would have reached my 80K word count goal by now, but I did not. So obviously it goes without saying that my first goal is going to be to finish the rough draft. But if I finish that quickly, my next goal, the very first one I had come up with in anticipation of having that finished and whatever, you know, is edit draft 1, revise, clarify, remove grammar in that order. If I just need to sort of revise or clarify anything in the story when I'm going through it, that's going to be my first priority. And then I will deal with removing anything that doesn't make sense or doesn't help the flow. And then I will deal with grammar and punctuation and whatnot, because it's not my priority and I'll get hung up on it and it's just gonna drag things down. So that has a little fountain pen nib like emoji on the left hand side, just cause keeping it cute. Goal number 2 is draft a query, letter, and synopsis, revise and edit those if time. I'm gonna be honest, I don't anticipate getting past goal number 1, if that, given that I'm not where I wanted to be, but who knows? Who knows what kind of divine inspiration will strike. This goal has a little letter emoji with a little red wax seal. I think it's adorable. Last but not least of my 3 official goals for Camp NaNoWriMo is research potential agents and compile a list. This goal on the left-hand side has like a little book open in the clouds. It looks very whimsical, very cute. This is just to get the ball rolling in my brain, to start thinking about things in terms of I need to actually send this out sometime. If I actually want it to be a published novel, I need to have people to send it to, and I need to have a query package ready. So those goals are just sort of to get me thinking about what happens after I finish the story. Of course, I have to edit and beta readers and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's good for me to remember that there's other steps that I need to get to, and if I want to have this novel published anytime in the near future, I kind of have to be thinking about those while I'm writing. They don't have to take up the entire center of my focus, but it's good to have them in the back of my brain. And last but not least, in the same black cartoon like handwriting font is a bonus goal. I know, what a shock. Me being overambitious. Who would have ever guessed? But my bonus goal is to start writing and or testing recipes from my book, because I do mention very specific cupcake flavorings and combinations, and I do actually think it'd be really cool if I had either recipes within the story, or maybe if I had enough recipes to do a little like cookbook bonus to go with it. I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking, what kind of fun content could I do with this? And I definitely think having at least a few of the recipes that I've kind of imagined be real and be able to execute them and share them with people would be really cool. So just a little bonus goal, just something to keep it fun and fresh. So now we make it official. It's going on the wall, and we're gonna do this together. You and I, we can do this. And I'm gonna tape it down. My mom would kill me for taping on the wall, but I'm really gentle. I don't push down hard so that it doesn't rip the paint up. There she is. There she is on the wall. And just to make it really official, I'm going to fill in my starting word count base here, because these are words I have written already. How exciting. How very exciting. Hopefully, by the end of Camp NaNoWriMo, this will be filled in, and at least one of these will be checked off. I will absolutely, for those of you out there wondering, be doing a Camp NaNoWriMo vlog, so be on the lookout for that in April, because I will be sharing my camp. I can't send it to you in April. That's when camp is. Okay. Thinking too far ahead and too far back at the same time. Okay, look for it in May, because that is when I will have had time to film the entire month in which it's taking place. Alrighty, there she is in all her glory. There she is. There's our goals. This is what we're doing. We are back in the writing game and back in the video game. And like I said, I am going to be creating content all week for you guys. It's going to be kind of a spring revamp vibe. So be on the lookout for spring unhaul/haul. If I have enough to unhaul, I'll show you. Otherwise, I will share with you books I have bought recently, and or maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll share both. And then I'm planning to totally rearrange my books. I just feel like I need a change, just to get the creative juices going again. So I'm thinking about reorganizing all my shelves. And after that, I thought I'd show you guys with a little library tour. And what else do I have planned for you guys? I am hoping to have my book versus adaptation video for Little Women done. I would really like to do that one. And I kind of wanted to do it in March. I can share it with you whenever, but March seemed so fun because I'm still stuck on the March Sisters March month pun. I know, it's silly. And obviously my March wrap up will be coming because this month is ending, and I have actually read a decent amount. Did I reread quite a few books? Yes, I did, but they're ones I hadn't really read in a very long time, so I was excited to do that, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So like I said, kind of a spring revamp. We're kind of getting the creative juices flowing, sharing where I'm at with wrap-ups and where I'm going with unhauls and library tours and rearranging and all that stuff. So definitely be sure to keep a lookout for all those. If you want to keep up with me and all of my bookish adventures, you can go ahead and click the subscribe button. And of course, I highly recommend that you ring the little bell so that you don't miss a beat, because it will notify you when I post those new videos, and you won't have to keep an eye on it yourself. It'll just conveniently go be like, hey, she posted a new video. Go watch it. Go watch it. But that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, do let me know by leaving a like down below, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!